Hello, my name is Ozzie, and this is Metroid Prime Part 9. We're going to continue our escape from the Pirate Research Lab in this episode, and get the next upgrade, which is the Spider Ball. So I'm probably going to speed up a bit of the footage leading out of the research lab, because it's much of the same stuff as when you came in, except you've got to use the thermal visor because it's pitch black, and there's some, extra space pirates and some Metroids and whatnot on the way out. But other than that, it's all stuff that you've seen before. So now exiting out of the research lab, we enter back into this little room that had a puzzle. I'm going to take a quick detour to save, as there is another boss coming up. So to get to this next room, you need the thermal visor, hence the detour to get it, and that is so that you can power this door on the opposite side of the room. So you need to use a super missile to blast off the cap covering it, and then you can shoot it with the wave beam. It is worth stocking up on missiles for this next boss if you are running low on missiles. He takes a lot of hits to kill, and the more damage you can do, the better. This is one of the few fights I do sometimes use super missiles, but because of how much ammo they consume and how easy it is to miss him, and I'll get into that a bit more once I start showing the fight, it can be a bit risky to use super missiles, because you might just burn through your missile ammo and then run out. You can get more health and ammo pickups throughout this fight because of one of his attacks, but again, I'll explain that throughout the course of the fight. And this is the boss that you defeat to get the Spider Ball. So to start off this fight, you'll need to switch to your thermal visor so that you can reveal his weak point. Basically, a different part of his body will be the weak point throughout the fight. As you destroy that part of the body, a new one becomes the weak point. This attack, where he lobs rocks at you, that's the one that can replenish ammo and give health. If you destroy the rocks, they can drop items. But if you destroy them too close to you, they will also overload your thermal visor. But here you can just see I know which body part is the weak spot, so I'm just shooting at it. You also saw that he shoots out ice at me. If you get caught by that, you actually get trapped in the ice, and you just have to spam jump to escape. You can see now his weak point is revealed in my normal visor, so as you attack it to begin with, you basically break off the rock coating, I guess, which overloads your thermal visor, and then reveals the phazon underneath, and then you attack the phazon part until it's destroyed, and as you can see now, a new part of his body is the weak spot that I have to aim at. You also saw another one of his attacks where he rolls around. That one probably isn't very hard to avoid, but for whatever reason, it just seems to always hit me. or just trap me in a corner so I can't avoid it. It doesn't really deal that much damage when you've got this many energy tanks, so for the most part you can probably just tank it, and then he tends to just roll around outside of the room, so if you stand in the middle you'll be mostly fine. He does sometimes go through the middle. You can see there on the screen it says use the morph ball and boost to get out of the way. So I think the idea is you are supposed to boost away from him, and that's how you're supposed to avoid that attack. But it doesn't really seem to work very well for me, so like I said, just tank it and keep shooting at him. You can see there I did actually manage to avoid him no problem, but now that I have the problem, I had no idea where he was, and I figured he was behind me somewhere, but you know, it just seems kind of pointless to just roll away from him, so just keep laying into him. Eventually you take off the rotten coating, and then you can destroy the phazon part underneath. There I made use of a super missile, and because he wasn't moving too much, it's a pretty safe shot, but sometimes he does move around a lot, so it's very easy to miss or hit the wrong part of his body. After destroying the first 3 parts, he'll sort of roar a bit, and he basically brings up a snowstorm. So in the thermal visor, you can't tell any difference, because obviously you can still see him, he's warmer than his surroundings. But when I switch out of my thermal visor into my normal visor, you'll notice that the room is very fogged up and it's very difficult to see. You basically have to get pretty close to him just to be able to see him properly. And it can also mean his attack where he throws rocks at you, they can be quite difficult to see and hit as well when you're in the standard visor. Want to destroy 3 more of his body parts, he'll sort of do his little roaring animation again, and that just ends the snowstorm. So it basically goes back to how it was at the start, and you just destroy 3 more pieces to finish him off, so 9 in total. I think I need to correct myself on one thing. It looks like in this 3rd phase, after he clears the room, there's only actually the 1 body piece you have to destroy. You can see his health bar is extremely low. The fact that he's doing this attack really sucks, because I pretty much only have to hit him a couple more times. And as you can see, this is a very long fight. I don't know if I'm just doing something wrong in this fight, but it just seems to take forever to destroy each part, mostly because they're just difficult to hit. And there is our prize, the spider ball. So what the spider ball allows me to do is basically magnetize my morph ball and stick to these magnetic rails, and it's used for, you know, climbing up surfaces, getting up walls and going along ceilings like you can see me doing now, and it's just the next item you need to be able to get to various areas. You can also place bombs while in this form and use them to like jump. But if you're on the ceiling, it just makes you fall off because you jump down away from the ceiling. And if you keep your spider ball active, you can just stick to the rail again if you miss whatever it was you were going for. You can also use your boost ball while on the spider ball track, and it will boost you immediately away from whatever your surface you're on. So if you're on a wall, you'll boost away from the wall. If you're on the ceiling, you'll boost down towards the floor. So going through the boss room, I'm taking the elevator back down to the Magmore Caverns, and behind where you enter this room, so if you turn around and go the other way, which you see me do now, there is a save room, and that's where I'm going to be ending this episode. But as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.